and corrupt reasons. Now, that being so, we are mindful of the fact that, there are time constraints in as far as the lifespan of this commission. But however, it is very important and it is in the interest of our clients that, at least this commission and South Africa should know what the version of the applicants is, because a clear perusal and analyzing of the affidavits clearly demonstrate that their accusers peddled lies, and the accusers themselves, one way or the other, they were implicated or they were prosecutors. Sorry, they were prosecuted in a number of matters. So that being the case, they were deflecting away the attention from their criminal conduct. Now, our request is that the legal team should be given an opportunity to summarize the critical versions of our clients, and that the 25th and the 28th be utilized, at least that their version should be read in this commission, because those lies were peddled in this commission, so that at least this commission and the country at large should know what the version of the applicants are. And we also request that that should also appear in the report at the end of the day. That will at least, to a certain extent, make up for the indignity, for the blow to the character that our clients suffered as a result of the malicious and unfounded allegations. You will note that if you can have a regard to the affidavits of our clients, that those allegations are merely conjecture and speculation. There is no, truth. There is no value in whatever was said. Chairperson.
Do I understand correctly that your position as representing your respective clients is that in the context of the remarks I made yesterday, you would have no difficulty with not pursuing cross-examination, but you would ask that at least your client's legal representative or chiefs be allowed in due course to summarize their version at the commission hearing publicly, so that the public knows their version. Is my understanding correct?
That's correct.
Yes. Okay. I don't have a problem with that. I think that would be fine. With regard to Mr. Pretorius, I think I'm in agreement with your submission with regard to Mr. Pretorius, the witness, rather than the commission's Mr. Pretorius. I'm in agreement with your submission. The reason why I think his matter was set down, it was simply that maybe unlike some of your other clients, he had already been granted leave to cross-examine, but it was hoped that there would be this discussion and that we would end up with what we are ending up with. So there is, so at least, is it set down for one day?
It's set down for 2 days, for the 25th and the 28th.
Yes. Maybe it might not be necessary, it certainly shouldn't be necessary to use both days for purposes of this of summarizing their versions. So maybe it would be part of the first day. I don't know, depending how many clients there are. Maybe it might be the whole day on one of the days. But that can be done. So that would be acceptable. So in regard to this, the position you have articulated, that covers Mr. Mosing and others, and if so, who are the others?
We've got Advocate Musing, Advocate Maema, Advocate Masuha, Advocate Chauke, Mokhatle, Advocate Matenjo, and Chauke, and Baloi.
And of course, Mr. Pretorius.
That's correct.
Let me see if I've got the list correctly.
There should be 8 in all, Chairperson.
2, 4, 6, I think 2 are missing, but let me mention who I've got and then we can add the ones that I haven't got. Advocate Mosing, Advocate Maema, Advocate Masuha, Advocate Chauke, Advocate Matenjwa, Advocate Pretorius.
We've got Advocate Baloi,
Yes.
we've got Mokhatle, and Pretorius.
Okay, I've got Pretorius. Okay, I now have got all 8. Advocate Mosing, Advocate Maema, Advocate Masuha, Advocate Chauke, Advocate Matenjwa, Advocate Pretorius, Advocate Baloi, and Advocate Mokhatle. Okay, in terms of formalities, do you withdraw the applications?
Chairperson, we will leave that in the hands of the
Yes.
Chairperson.
Okay, no, that's fine. Okay, so I think I'll ask the registrar for the sake of the transcript to recall all the other ones so that I can then just deal with all of them.
Advocate Morsing, in respect of the evidence of Mr. McBride, Colonel Deploy, Mr. White, Mr. Kuva, Mr. Sissoko, Mr. Boyson, and Mr. Molochwa, SCQ 47 of 2020. Advocate Beloy, in respect of the evidence of Mr. McBride, Mr. Kuba, Mr. Sissoko, SCQ 33 of 2020. Advocate Mashuga, in respect of Mr. McBride, SCQ 35 of 2020. Advocate Mokhatle, in respect of Mr. Boyson, SCQ 34 of 2020. Advocate Pretorius, in respect of Mr. Sissoko and Mr. Kuva, SCQ 29 of 2020. Advocate Chauke, in respect of Mr. Boyson and Mr. Molochwa, SCQ 9 of 2020. Advocate Mayema, in respect of Boyson, Mr. McBride, Mr. Van Yaardsveld, Mr. Van Reensburg, Mr. Molochwa, Mr. Sissoko, Mr. Kansana, Mr. Kuba, SCQ 29 of 2021. Advocate Matenjwa, in respect of Mr. Boyson, Mr. McBride, Mr. Sissoko, Mr. Kansana, SCQ 30 of 2021.
Okay, all right. Thank you. In respect of the matter of Advocate Pretorius, J.P. Pretorius, I've got to think because there is PJ and J.P. Pretorius. I think it's J.P. Pretorius SC, who had already been granted leave to cross-examine. It is recorded that through his counsel, he has indicated that in the light of the remarks made by the chairperson yesterday at the hearing, he will not pursue cross-examination, but an opportunity will be granted in accordance with the chairperson's directive for his counsel to summarize or give a summary in public at the hearing of the commission of his version in relation to the allegations made against him. In respect of Advocate Mosing, in respect of the applications brought by Advocate Mosing, Advocate Maema, Advocate Masuha, Advocate Chauke, Advocate Matendra, Advocate Baloi, and Advocate Mahatle, those applications are dismissed in the light of the position communicated to the chairperson of the commission by their counsel in the light of the remarks made by the chairperson yesterday at the hearing, but they will be granted an opportunity in due course for their counsel to give a summary of their versions against the allegations made against them by different witnesses in due course. Are you covered?
Thanks. Chairperson, in view
Yes.
of the volume of the work that we need to undertake, I'm going to ask that we keep the 28th open, but if we finish on the 27th, on the
Yes.
25th, then it won't be necessary to come back on the
Yes.
28th.
Yes, no, that's fine. What we may need to do ahead of the 28th, maybe to talk about how much time we should be looking at allocating for each one, so that there is understanding. Let me mention that, as you might be aware, we have been using evenings for hearings to try and complete as much work as possible. So I just mentioned that you might be needing to reflect on how much time a summary of each one will take, but if necessary, I can be approached maybe on Friday. I'll be having a hearing here so that there can be a discussion. There would be a member of the Commission's legal team, and you and your team could come to say, this is what you propose, and then I can look at it so that even as you prepare, you have an understanding of how much time we are looking at, but also we have an understanding of how much time you might be taking.
Chairperson, I must say it up front, we are amenable to sit in the evening
Yes, okay.
if
okay.
the need arises.
Yes, okay, no, that's fine, that's fine. So let's leave it at that, and then we'll take it, we will see how it goes.
As it pleases the chairperson.
Yes, thank you very much. Were those the only matters? Okay, well, I understand that all the matters were your matters. But, so we are done. I didn't ask you, Mr. Hali, for anything because I can't expect that you have anything to say. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Thank Thank you very much. I take this opportunity to thank these applicants for their spirit of cooperation and their understanding, which has made it possible for us to also finish so early. Thank you very much to everybody for coming this morning. For the benefit of the public, I mentioned that tomorrow there will be a sitting of the commission. In the morning, it will hear the evidence of Mr. Anuj Singh, and in the afternoon, it will hear the evidence of Mr. Malusi Kigaba. We adjourn.